Hi, what's up, everybody? Welcome again into our channel. This is Gatos FX with your mentor, Mr. Gatos, and myself here, being available in this social media platform like my Instagram page, Gatos FX. Also, I'm available to YouTube channel Gatos FX, so make sure you subscribe into my channel. You'll have a lot of videos to learn, right? Of course, today this is very important when we talk about waiting in forex. What do we mean when we talk about having confidence and confidence with your entry criterias? What do we mean? We have a very vivid example for this pair, which is of course is still running, but I have been very much excited at least to take this video record before even my targeted TP has hit, just because of the lesson that I myself am keep learning, and I want you also to learn. Like, market will always follow its pattern. Market will always obey the structure, and the turning points will always be respected regardless the price has just moved away for how long. Like, it is better to be left, and the price wouldn't have just come again to take your order. That means you left the market with no profit and no loss, unlike to just get into the market because you have seen an impulsive move. You just join the trend. At the end of the day, the price came to have a liquidation, then you are being stopped out. This is Gbpnzd. It has proven that waiting is very much important. Having guts to trust on your confidence in turning point is one of the very important points. Of course, I did analysis of this pair on Tuesday, 21st of November. And you see, today is Thursday. It has taken about 2 days. It has taken about 2 days. I was waiting for the price to at least break this structure and retest. Sometimes price can break because this is very lower time frame. This is just 1 hour time frame. Sometimes retest, it took at least a few hours for price to come back again and make a liquidation and have a continuation. But this pair has just taken about 2 consecutive days. This pair was buying, and I myself, of course, I I knew I am trusting my conferences, but I normally close the trade once it hit the TP. I remove all the past drawing and the past perception if my entry hasn't been triggered. But ever since this entry wasn't triggered, and when this price was buying, actually, price wasn't yet hit the TP, I was still holding this pair. My buy trade was still held because I just pressed the limit order and see what happened today. The price come, and this is just a single 4 hours candle. Boom, the price has just moved for about 120 pips. Still holding this position. So to cut the story short, let's go to the chart and see the top-down analysis of this pair. So this is very much important. As you see, this pair is still on the move, let us change the blocker because I don't want to eliminate this origin chart of mine. I don't want to affect it. I'm still holding to keep this pair up to 214 pips. This is where I'm anticipating literally I could take my profit. So let us change the broker and have the free, clear, independent analysis for the pair. You know, some of the mentors and traders, they just left their past charts and drawings in order to see what's happened. But with zone-to-zone strategies, not necessarily to leave them. Normally when I get into the market, I normally start afresh. In order to have a clear picture of understanding of the market structure based on how the market by itself gives me the information, right? So being here in the monthly time frame, it was very convenient to see that now the recent market was bullish. Like, hey, we maintained highs and lows, we have had high highs and high lows and then high highs. This price was selling, you know, the month July, this most of the pairs of the pound was bearish. It has had a higher time frame retracement for most of the pair relating with pound. I just been spoken with about it. If you go and revisit my previous videos, you'll see I've been talking about it so many times. Even this GBP card, I was saying that this pair, I was selling this pair, and I was saying that we are having a higher time frame retracement for pound, especially when you look at higher time frame. But now that retracement has been over for most of the pair, and we are expecting to have a long-term continuation of being bullish for this pair, right? Now, I knew for sure that this price was when it was retracing, it was coming to liquidate here at monthly time frame COC liquidity. This is where I was looking at, and you see that price already came to have a liquidation at this monthly time frame COC liquidity, keeping and maintaining this last monthly bullish structure. So I would have just considered this pair has changed its direction to becoming bearish only and only if we could have just having a weekly candle or monthly candle that would have closed under this invalidation point, especially particularly this week, which is a very long week. But then that's what I've just considered as okay, now we are no longer bearish and we are looking to be bullish. After all, I'm still expecting that this price is coming to this monthly highs here above. We have a lot of pips, although about 560, but I just closed them on the road depending on the resistance which I have seen along the road through lower time frames. So that's why I just expected to have the first with 200 and the 30 pips for this week, or maybe I'll hold it up to next week. Perhaps price may at least get into the point. But then now we could see that this structure is bullish, and then let's go and move to the next lower time frame, which is a weekly time frame. So once you look at the weekly time frame, you would have just said that this pair is bearish because you have had this change of direction around here. But this change of direction isn't making that this pair being bearish. It was just for the sake of retracement of this monthly time frame coming to liquidate at monthly COC liquidity, which was found within monthly time frame SMA zone. So there was combination of factors moving together. When you look the correlation between weekly time frame and monthly time frame, and the liquidity is found within those area, you get to understand that point, right? So there was nothing much to talk about weekly time frame, unless otherwise we see now price also came to liquidate at weekly COC liquidity here, leaving bodies closing above and wicks under. So this was one of the important significance point, telling us that now those buyers who have been settled here are still powerful to push the market above with the agenda, because you're seeing for consecutive 3, and now this is the 4th week, although I cannot talk about this week because the price hasn't yet closed. But I can be confident to talk about the past 3 weeks, where you see that all bodies were closing above, leaving the wicks below, indicating that this WCC is very powerful. Is very powerful. However, here above, we also see we have a resistance on. That's why I am expecting to close my trade around these areas, right? Then coming to the time frame here, now the story started to be more attractive, because at the day time frame we could perhaps see we have had this bullish change of direction. This very long term sales of the month of July, July to August, Gbpnzd was selling, pound was weak in terms of economic factors. I have explained them. I explained them in the previous podcasts. The GDP was lower, inflation rate was so perhaps contributed to the less strength of the pound. There were lots of fundamental factors which were causing pound to be bearish. But in terms of technical, it was just a normal retracement of the monthly time frame in order to have a continuation of being bullish in the monthly time frame, right? And now, since we have had this change of direction of the day time frame around here, but also we have had this as an outside formation, which was already also tested. When this price came to retest here, it came to test to the outside formation for 3 consecutive days differently for the first time came to the second time, and the third time on Tuesday, price came to liquidate at this area. So I was very careful to look upon it, because even in the daily time frame, you see, if we look at the line chart here, where we have what the first test of outside formation of the daily time frame, we also have daily time frame LQE liquidity. By then, I didn't want to take this first trade just because of having the great week. This week has had a very big number of pips, like 80 pips. So I was waiting for confirmation, right? Since being here, of course, I'm starting to take it very careful. Like when you look at this area, we see we have also daily LQE liquidity. This is where maybe perhaps I'm expected to close the trade, because I don't want to hold it above, since here we have a very strong daily resistance, whereby we might face some resistance, but we don't know for sure. We cannot talk about the market concerning things that haven't yet happened. But although I'm still expecting to hold this pair up to the above. All right. Now, uh, uh, going to 4 hours, let us go and look for the entry. And remember, this is Gatos FX channel. Don't forget to follow and subscribe into my YouTube channel, Gatos FX, as well as to follow my Instagram page, Gatos FX. I'm talking about Gbpnzd. This is 1 hour time frame, and this is where I was waiting. I didn't force this direction change to occur. I was looking and waiting for this to occur to give me a confirmation. Now buyers are in control, right? So I saw this first entry here when this price came to liquidate at daily time frame LQE liquidity formed around this area, which is also at least nearly the daily time frames you see liquidity. But I didn't take this trade just because of this reason. We have very strong wick here, which is about 62 weeks. So I didn't want to take it to get in the market early. So I was very patient. Remember, when these things were happening, price was nearly around this area. This week was on Tuesday. It was on Tuesday when this was coming down. I was live in the market watching it, and the price started to move. I was still watching it and waiting for the things that I want to occur. Like actually, when after this first liquidation of the 4 hours time frame coming to liquidate at the day time frame LQE liquidity, here is where I was. Here is where I was. This first liquidation took place. I was, of course, following the 1 hour order flow. We have had this 1 hour LQE liquidity. Change of direction didn't happen yet. I was very patient and keen enough to wait for the things to happen before I pull the trigger, right? Now let's see what's happening. Like this is what I'm talking now. We have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Higher high didn't yet happen. So I was looking for this to happen. So once this happened, I was very much confident. Okay, now I can place my limit order here at the 1 hour LQE liquidity, and this is where I took this buy trade. I was very much now confident to say, okay, if this price break above, because I didn't place limit order before these things had happened. Before we have had a change of direction, nah, I didn't place my limit order around this area. I was waiting. I was still waiting to see things happen. So after we have had confirmation that now we are changing the direction. Of course, price started to buy, and it went above for so many pips. Went above for at least 140 pips. I lost hope somehow to say that okay, price if doesn't come back again to liquidate at my point of interest, it's okay. I just leave that market. It's not for me. But today, fortunately, price came. We have had liquidation, and you see now the price has just moved with about 126 pips, and I'm still hoping that we have a very long-term continuation of this pair to continue to buy. I've been looking for other patterns that would have just allowed me to take that buy trade, right guys? So now let me take to the origin chart. Let me take the origin chart here. Haven't yet closed it. So I'm looking forward to continuing the whole this pair up to the targeted take profit. So guys, thank you for watching and listening very careful. The big lesson that we have with this pair is that the resilience to hold the pair as to trust our conferences in the turning point. This is Gatose FX. Welcome once again.